It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
He owes our country an apology.
I think the one that you should really be apologizing for, and the thing that you should be apologizing for, are the 33,000 emails that you deleted.
That was something I said about Abraham Lincoln.
Now she's blaming the lie on the late, great Abraham Lincoln. That's one that I haven't. Okay, Honest Abe. Honest Abe never lied. That's the good thing. That's the big difference between Abraham Lincoln and you.
Man, there were some zingers, that is for sure. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton clashing at the second presidential debate. So who will get a post-debate poll bump? Here to weigh in, president of Rasmussen Media Group and Satan Fellow at the King's College in New York, Scott Rasmussen. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Great to be here.
So we haven't seen any polls yet that have followed the debate. So who do you think will get the bump?
Well, it's going to be really hard to sort out the bounce from the debate with what happened on Friday. You know, my guess, and I think the early numbers show that Donald Trump had a big loss over the weekend of support after that videotape first came out. I guess he regained some, perhaps most of his support after the debate.
Right.
But
we'll see.
But he was behind going into the weekend.
Yeah.
He's behind today, and what he really needed was something that would change that dynamic. He doesn't have it yet.
Well, we'll see. The latest Real Clear Politics head-to-head matchup has Clinton at 48 and Trump at 42. So, but
right. Now, look,
this could change all of it.
Well, look, this is the map we've always been talking about every week, Heather, where this is what it looked like in 2012. This is what it looks like when a Democrat wins by 4 points in the national average, or the national numbers in the popular vote. For Donald Trump to do better than this, he needs to be closer. He needs to be either tied or ahead in the popular vote. We've been talking about 13 battleground states. Donald Trump, if he wants to become president, needs to win all the red states, including these 3, and then find 64 electoral votes from these blue states that were won by Barack Obama. And let's be clear, if Hillary Clinton is leading after these polls by more than 4 points, these red states are at risk.
So we've talked about Florida, we've talked about Ohio,
That's right.
but there are other 2 possibilities.
Right. If you go here, Donald Trump is very close at 253.
Okay.
Needs 270 to win. What happens if he were to add Michigan to that total? This is the political junkie fantasy. 269 to 269, we would have a tie in the Electoral College.
What happens if we have a tie?
Well, then the House of Representatives picks the next president, and the House votes not as individual members, but as a state. The California delegation gets 1 vote. The South Dakota delegation gets 1 vote. Probably in that case, unless, you know, Paul Ryan and the Republicans abandon Donald Trump, Trump would be the winner.
Well,
however,
let's talk about Paul Ryan.
But the Senate, by the way, picks the vice president in that case. So in theory, you could have a President Trump and a Vice President Kaine.
But Paul Ryan in Wisconsin, let's talk about that. That's another possibility.
Yeah, these are the best hopes for the Republicans, are the chances for the Republicans to win these states means they have a really good night. Wisconsin was always a stretch. Paul Ryan is not going to appear with the presidential nominee. Michigan is a state that people thought because of those dispossessed workers that Trump might have a chance. But keep it in perspective. These states have gone Democratic for a generation and not close. They have been consistently more Democratic than the national average. For Donald Trump to win these states, he would have to be winning the national popular vote by 4 or 5 points. That's a long way from where we are today.
Right now, though, in the Real Clear Politics, in Michigan, we have Clinton 46 and Trump 40, and then in Wisconsin, Clinton 44 and Trump 38. So,
but there's something that I call political gravity. You know, states eventually move back to their normal historic level. Even though Donald Trump is close in those states right now, it would be a surprise for him to pull off that.
And we still have to see that post-debate bump, what will happen.
That's right.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. See you back here next Tuesday.